All right, we're here at the Media Days here at Florida Citrus Sports Media Day at Camping World Stadium as we're getting ready for the 2023 season. And doing with the Media Days, we're bringing in West Orange here on the set. We got head coach Geno Thompson. The players, introduce yourselves because I'm not going to try to butcher your names here and everything. And so introduce yourselves here, and we'll talk some West Orange football here.
Yes, sir. My name is Chaka Scott, and I'm a former defensive end at West Orange.
Bryce Zakarowski, going to be a senior this year.
Awesome. And I got head coach here. And coach, as we do everything, talk about everything, West Orange, last year, the district, being tough last year, kind of give us a little bit of insight, how y'all had some struggles and stuff. So from those struggles that y'all had last year, even though y'all were winning games, how do you take that and get ready for the 2023 season?
Well, as you know, our season ended in overtime versus Ocoee, which is a district opponent. They ended up knocking us out in overtime. During that game, that play, they wanted it more than we did. So our mantra going in this year is unfinished business, focusing on the finish. So our kids are all about finishing. We're focused on the little things, doing the little things right, and hopefully that carries over into the season.
And looking at everything, and carrying over to the season, this will be year 2 of the Metro Suburban split and everything. So, that district, y'all's district, it's a pretty tough district. So how do you prepare these guys? The goal is first, obviously, the district championship, and then second, making the deep playoff run. What do y'all prepare for that? Because I know in the process over the off season, you did lose a couple of guys that transferring out and stuff. So how do you what your guys that are still there? How do you get them ready for this? The challenges there.
We focus on if you notice our schedule, our non-district games are just as tough, if not, some would argue, more difficult than our district games. So we try to load up on that. Our Kickoff Classic is the land, which I think they're going to be a Final Four team in their respective division. And we play Edgewater, Jones, Apopka. So we're playing teams that are Wekiva. We're playing some very quality teams outside our district that are going to help prepare us in those close battles for our district play. Like last year, I believe there was only one team that beat us by more than one score. Everything else was a one-score game. It really came down to that last series, that last drive. So that's why the focus this year is the finish.
No, absolutely. And, of course, looking at the schedule here in terms of what you got on the schedule, you start out with Oak Ridge on the week 1, but then Apopka week 2, which, Apopka is just coming off, making another run to the state championship game. And then Edgewater, another contender, Wekiva, who's been bouncing back. Jones, another contender right there, in the mix of things. So, you're looking at the first 6 weeks of the season, and then Ocoee was state semifinalist last year. Looking at the first 6-7 weeks of the season, it's a gauntlet for y'all.
Yes.
So with that gauntlet, I guess it's one game at a time, correct?
Correct. Yes, sir. We focus one game at a time, and like I said, we purposely make the schedule because 2 years ago, we're sitting down with some of the college recruiters, and we were talking about some of our kids about getting recruited, and one of the things that they asked for is I want to see film versus some top talent in the area. So we made a decision as a staff that our focus is to get kids into college and give kids opportunity to get into college. So we want to make sure we scheduled against the top teams in the area so they can get that quality film.
No, absolutely, and of course, let's bring the guys in here and talk to them. For you, I'm going to say that Chaka, right? I hope I'm getting it right here. So let's go from there. Chaka, for you this year, what is your biggest goal for you this year? And the same question will apply to you over there as well, Bryce. And for both of y'all, and biggest goal, and then we'll ask a couple other questions here along the way.
Well, my biggest goal for this year is, as our motto, be a better version of yourself. So that's really my goal for this year.
No, absolutely, and everything, and and then for you, Bryce, for you, what is your biggest goal for this year?
Yeah, I'll probably go off the same thing that Chaka said. Probably just be the best version of ourselves, and I just want to have a successful year and have a great time with my guys.
And for you, Bryce, looking at everything, I'm trying to look at you, looking at everything right here, for you, what was it? You're a junior, correct?
I'm going to be a senior.
Senior. So senior. I'm looking at everything senior. So.
4-year starter.
Wow, 4-year starter. So talk about that. Coach was just mentioning 4-year starter here and everything here. So for you being a 4-year starter, what does that mean for you? To play all 4 years, starting on varsity, for West Orange.
It's pretty special. I've always grown up in this area, and West Orange has just kind of always been home. So it's a great feeling to be able to just get back to it.
For you, Coach, what does it mean for him to be a 4-year starter? You were assistant coach before, becoming the head coach at West Orange, so you watched him play all 4 years here. So what does that mean for him?
He's the captain on that offensive line. I mean, he's the one that anchors it down. He's, like I said, when he was a freshman, he was starting at center, and he was IDing fronts and checking blocking schemes as a freshman. So to have his experience and to have his leadership on the line is just tremendous, and it's a great honor to be able to have him here for all 4 years.
No, absolutely, and going to Chaka here. Chaka, I mean, for you, what is your biggest goal here? Other than the biggest goal, for you playing for West Orange, what does it mean for you?
Well, I really didn't live around the West Orange area, so it's really it's an honor to play with West Orange. That my cousin played at West Orange, so it's good carrying a legacy.
No, absolutely, and looking at it, Coach, one of the biggest things here that this year, that people will see on the photos is that y'all got new jerseys, and y'all went with the Valhalla. So kind of give us the tradition, what behind the Valhalla meaning and everything, because some people are asking questions about that. So let's kind of give people some insight. What is it? Why does West Orange identify with the Valhalla, and what does it mean for y'all in that tradition?
So we're the Viking Warriors. So West Orange is the Nordic Viking Warriors. So when we talk about, and you probably see on the show Viking, and now they even have the show Valhalla, and it's kind of calling out. Valhalla is basically a place where Vikings can go if they die on the battlefield, or if they die of old age being a warrior. So it's one of those situations where we put it as Valhalla in terms of sacrificing for each other. So it's all about being able to lay it down for the brother next to you and be able to sacrifice and be able to give that ultimate sacrifice.
No, absolutely, and for y'all with Media Day, I mean, for Coach, for you, for your guys to be able to come to Media Day, what has the experience been like here for y'all with Media Day?
Phenomenal. I mean, appreciate Dan LaFleur putting everything together. I mean, it's a huge opportunity and a huge experience for these boys to be able to go out there and see all the different media outlets and be able to get kind of that initial taste of probably what college life's going to look like with NIL and being able to put their brand out there.
No, absolutely, and of course NIL is starting to it's eventually trickling down to the high school level. And there's a mattering opinion on that one, but we'll leave that for another day, for another thing for video content down the road. But appreciate y'all being able to come here to the Florida Citrus Sports High School Football Media Day. I appreciate being able to see all y'all here, and I wish the West Orange Warriors and Valhalla the best of luck this season, Coach, and I appreciate it, guys. Thank you so much for stopping by, guys.
Thank you. Awesome. Go Warriors and Valhalla.
Valhalla, baby.
All right, that was the West Orange Warriors here, stopping by here at the Florida Citrus Sports High School Football Media Day as we do this here, recording all of this for our podcast and video on FloridaHSFootball.com. I'm Josh Wilson. Stay tuned for more videos on FloridaHSFootball.com. We'll see you next time.